It's another California crash out. I know, it's been a whole day since the last one, but it's happened again.
This scene from San Diego doesn't even look like America anymore, but it's exactly what I voted for. As ICE conducted a surprise raid on a restaurant.
I love that.
Doesn't even look like America anymore, but it's exactly what I voted for.
There are so many people that feel this way. Yes, thank fucking God we're finally dealing with these psychos.
ICE conducted a surprise raid on a restaurant in San Diego, with the residents getting very upset.
Uh-oh. Apparently they heard that Stephen Miller guy. They were like, okay, all right, we're gonna go to the restaurants then.
Even trying to block the cop's car.
Wow. Great.
Ah, there it is. This stuff will only stop, and this type of behavior will only stop when they get arrested. Tear gas isn't enough. It's gonna bother them for like maybe a couple hours, maybe a day or so. Like, I've been maced before. Actually, I've been pepper sprayed before. My friend got pepper spray, and I said, do you know if it works? He's like, I don't know, you tell me. And of course he sprays me with it. And, man, it does work. It really does. How did it feel? It sucks. Are you pissed? No. Yeah, not really.
What's that?
Uh-oh.
Loud bangs and smoke filled the air as stun grenades exploded on the streets of South Park. U.S. immigration and...
You've got to come in and bring in the police and arrest these people en masse. It's only going to stop. These people are only going to stop this behavior when they have a degree of accountability for it. That's the big problem. It's in South Park, yeah. You know, truth is stranger than fiction, I guess. And that's the issue. Like, if you have people standing in the way of a police car, well, then they're committing a crime. They're intentionally preventing the police from being able to do their job. Like, just immediately arrest them and charge them with something. Like, I don't even know. Like, why is this even like? Why is this even a conversation? This seems like such a simple idea. What's the issue? The problem is they'll go, I told you so. What do you do with that? I'd say you're right. Shouldn't have done it.
Customs enforcement agents using the devices to scatter the crowd of people blocking their cars and cussing at agents. General Manager Renato Amatrano says agents provided a warrant and scanned everyone's IDs. He believes 3 employees could not provide identification and were taken away.
It should have been 4 employees. It should have been him being taken away for questioning for how he managed to hire 3 illegal aliens. How is it that you just accidentally hired 3 illegal aliens? And arrest the people who hire them. Yeah, like, I don't, like, this is the way I see it. I actually don't blame the illegals that much. I think the main fault lies with the business owners. Because the illegals are just following the incentive. If I lived in Venezuela or one of these other countries that's, like, problematic, I would want to come to America too. I would. I would want more than anything to come to America. And so, like, and why is it? Well, it's because you can get a job here. They are the ones that are enabling it. They create the carrot. So if you don't go after the people making the carrots, then you're never going to solve this problem. Everyone's following that incentive, though? Yeah. Do it the legal way, though? Well, yeah, of course, right? But, like, you can, am I crazy for saying that, like, I can totally empathize and see why illegal aliens come here? Of course it makes sense. Absolutely. But it's really on the government and it's on these businesses to hold these people accountable.
So contrary to what they want you to think, they aren't just shaking down.
Also, what's important in mind is that the people that are doing this, it's about stopping the behavior. Because ultimately the goal shouldn't be putting people in jail. It should be making a behavior stop happening. And until you hold people personally responsible for hiring these people intentionally and not vetting them intentionally so they can, like plead ignorance, then it's just going to keep happening.
Random brown people in the streets, it seems they're going after specific criminals that haven't turned themselves in, then collecting anybody also undocumented that they discover collaterally. But
it's AoE damage. You go after one person that's like some sort of like, a predator or whatever, and there's like 4 other people around them that are also illegal. Well, shouldn't have been here.
Also exposes their boss for knowingly employing them and potentially others.
Yeah.
As the Trump administration has already handed out millions of dollars of fines for.
Not enough. Put them in jail. Put them in jail for human trafficking. This will stop overnight. Fines don't work. Fines are nice, and they're, like a traffic fine, like, speeding or whatever. Okay. But like, no. You've got to put people like this in jail. You can't put a business in jail. That's the issue. There is somebody who made the decision not to vet these people. You find out who that person is at the company, and you arrest that person, and you put them in jail. It's the owner. The reason why businesses do these practices that are consumer unfriendly is because they think that they're safe. How to make them stop doing the practices? Take away the safety. It's that simple. Again, everything is about incentives.
So someone with a warrant could have used the CBP app to self-deport, get a free ride home, and receive $1,000.
$1,000?
But instead, they'll send a couple of their friends home with them. But when the local news outlets report on it, the outrage only seemed to face ICE. As they called it, people in military tactical gear, playing like they're in Afghanistan, just screwing with people on a nice Friday. Although they did indeed detain 2 of the workers, and the restaurant couldn't open for dinner after. So maybe there was a reason they went after that specific restaurant, but they conveniently made that the smallest part of their report. So now more of these fools are contributing to the problem.
Just listen to the ICE raid.
You're a business owner? Do you really want business owners to be personally liable for anything their business does? Well, that's literally what I just said. Yeah, what do you mean? Would I, yes, obviously, because I think that they're ignoring it on purpose. I think that they know that these people, here's the question. Do you think that the people that are running these companies and running these restaurants know that the people they're employing are illegal? I think the answer to that is yes. How do you prove intent? Well, with an investigation. You investigate their correspondence. You look at whether they were doing due diligence to make sure that these people were actually American citizens. You see if they had any communication with this person that would indicate that they knew that they were an illegal alien. And then after you do that, you find out whether they're guilty or not. And then if they are, you put them in jail. It's really simple. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's what do you mean?
San Diego at the Italian restaurant. Where they took the manager and the workers.
Check their paychecks.
And the people stepped up and surrounded ICE, which was great because they did not show a warrant to anybody.
General Manager Renato Amatrano says agents provided a warrant and scanned everyone's IDs.
Got me thinking, we need to start carrying wire cutters, a pair of wire cutters in our pocket. Doesn't take up much room. Yeah, you could use them for zip ties, but you can also use them for valve stems on vehicle tires.
That's crazy that you have, again, another fucking boomer that's actively insinuating that you should cut off the valves and the tires of government vehicles. That's nuts. So causing an accident? Yeah. And this is the problem, is that people like this are so cavalier and they feel so safe being able to say stuff like this and promote this type of violent behavior. And this is why things are getting worse. The reason why things are getting worse is because people won't call this out for what it is and hold these people accountable. And because of that, things escalate and they get worse as a result. Like, you could have stopped this from being a problem years ago, but you didn't do that because you were afraid of the pushback. And now it's become an even bigger problem, and there's going to be even more pushback. Kash Patel and Dan Boingo need to go after these people? Yeah. They feel emboldened because the media protects them? Well, the media is not the government. Media can't do shit.
I really believe he thinks he's some sort of crafty freedom fighter, but I'm pretty certain he just committed a felony. as hyper-left Reddit also went in on the situation, writing long mod posts complaining about how many resources went into this, saying, if it can happen to us, it can happen to you. Again.
That's right, guys. If somebody gets arrested for committing a crime, we shouldn't let that happen, because you too could also get arrested even though you're not committing a crime. What a retarded logic. That's so stupid. As a liberal, these things make me sick. These people are deranged. They do not represent my values as a liberal. Then push back against it more. Because the problem is that this is defining their entire platform.
More fear-mongering, trying to rally their base into action, as there were plenty of posts thanking the people blocking the cops. But then an awful lot of body shaming, talking about
Look
them
at all
being
the fat gravy seals, so brave with their masks.
The gravy seals, which is rich, coming from Reddit, as they're likely singling out this specific copper, who is admittedly large, but more of a...
I feel like that's a pretty big, like, I wouldn't fuck with that guy. I'm gonna be honest, like, I would not fuck with that guy. That's a big guy. Yeah, I mean, that's not, like, this is a linebacker. Like, this is not, I don't know, man.
A lineman build than anything.
Yeah.
As if I was assembling a squad, I'd take him over...
mean, you'd be surprised. I mean, like, yes, of course, obviously, the furries and femboys on Reddit don't understand that. But yes, there are guys that are heavier, but they're in shape.
Any of these idiots screeching with their phones out. Just because the police show restraint doesn't mean they're afraid.
Yeah, he's the tank.
But now they're pounding on their chests as if they actually accomplish anything other than increasing the amount of police resources that will be spent on the next raid. As all across the country, work sites like the one in Florida are being raided as well.
Yep.
With the local Florida outlets doing montages of women crying.
Correa could not hold.
I am so glad that we are past the point of giving a fuck about some woman crying about some shit. Wow, I'm so sad that my illegal alien husband is being deported after being here, probably committing identity theft and other forms of fraud, and illegally entering the country. Wow, what a fucking shame. This is such a tragedy. Too bad.
Back her pain. She screams injustice after her husband was placed on an expedited deportation order after showing up to his immigration check-in in Miami. Immigration court attorney Antonio Ramos tells us this is now the new normal.
What I've been seeing is, out of that few people, most of them, they have crimes, previous crimes.
Where this man's wife also got...
How is it that somebody gets charged, they're found out to be an illegal alien, and they don't just get immediately deported the moment that they get in the cop station? Like, I don't understand. How does this happen? This is the most retarded thing I've ever heard.
Detained, which is an incredibly sad scene. But kinda deranged how Twitter users shoved the camera in the husband's face, with Reddit highlighting how the kid was crying. They really think if we see something sad enough, the country's just gonna forget it has law.
Yeah, guys, if don't you see this photo of this kid crying? We can't have laws anymore. They're gonna make this kid cry. Yeah, we can't have borders. Look at this sad family. It's emotional manipulation? Yeah, it is. It's blatant emotional manipulation that's done to cater to the lowest common denominator of the mentally, I'm trying to think of the best way to say it. The mentally incapable. It's bad emotional manipulation? Yeah. It's just more emotional blackmail. Yep. Do not care.
But after the Maryland man fiasco turned out to be a dangerous gang member, the general public doesn't know what to believe anymore, and the montages of crying families just feels manipulative. As this is the same exact ploy they tried to use back in 2019 when they cried outside empty cages in a white suit, but said absolutely nothing about the hundreds of thousands of missing kids during the Biden administration. where even when the reporting tried to downplay the story, they admitted the missing kids are at risk. They just can't suggest that all the missing kids are in danger. So good to
Not all of them are in danger. Only some of them.
know they have a certain percentage of acceptable losses that only exists when Trump isn't in office. But now that he is, once he tries to fix it, places like New York City will also try to block ICE.
You will be placed under arrest and charged with disorderly conduct. This is the New York City Police Department. You are unemployed in the roadway. Since you have refused to leave the roadway, you will be placed under arrest.
There we go. All right. This is what you love to see. Okay, yep, just arrest them and get rid of them. We need bigger prisons? I think so.
On the charge of disorderly conduct.
And in Boston,
I feel like a lot of these people are unemployed anyway, so if we put them in jail and then gave them a job to do in jail that they had to do, like, wouldn't this kind of solve two problems, right? I mean, number one, you wouldn't have to deal with them. Number two, they get work experience. I feel like this is a win-win situation. Yeah, this is really good.
people are bragging about stopping them on social media.
Remember,
Are you trying to bring back slavery? No, this isn't slavery.
You are the major power in your community. If you show up with people you trust quickly, you can protect kids, you can protect families. So form information networks, know where ICE is in your community, and show up. They will just leave. They are not brave enough to steal kids when an entire community comes around to protect them.
Not even aware who they are protecting.
ICE says they were surveilling a murderer's home in their car when a crowd surrounded their vehicle, blew their cover, and they had to pull off the target. Again, a murderer.
Wow.
This is when
None of this will ever change until the people that are making the calls to find out and surround the car aren't being put in jail. And I hope the government knows this. You are doing literally nothing. Because you're not solving the disease, you're only treating the symptoms. You need to cure the disease. And the disease is that these people think that they can do this and get away with it. That's it. Give them accessory to murder? Yeah. Yeah, just give them something insane. And then it would immediately stop. Prison space that fits regulations is at an all-time low. Then change the regulations. Seems pretty simple to me.
identity politics gets dangerous. Assuming police are always bad and their targets are always good is something only criminals and people that blissfully think they'll never be victimized will believe. So where exactly are they getting this idiotic ideology? From their political leaders, like this Tennessee state representative.
This is great. We've got our girl squad and we're bullying the ICE vehicles and state troopers. So this is a win.
There are two groups of people in the world that cause all of our problems. Every single time. It's actually impressive.
Your favorite blonde state rep. So they're probably running our information.
But even Congress people in New Jersey are doing the same, where apparently she even shoved an ICE officer. But now,
Bro, this was a fucking insane crash out. And assaulting law enforcement. Yes, finally getting charged. Thank God. Yeah, prisons are private. Build one. Wait, you're right. That's a good idea. Yeah, wait, yeah, that's smart. Yeah, so we could call it Roach Ranch. Oh shit.
now is being charged for assault. And even Congressman Nadler's staffer was seen being arrested for allegedly harboring someone. So I really wonder how long they'll gleefully display their defiance when their friends all start getting jail sentences. As it sounds scary that this administration would start throwing politicians in prison, but they brought it upon—
It's not scary. It's justified. If you break the law and you do something wrong and you're tried and convicted for it, then you should go to jail. It's that simple. It's wanted even, and I think this is a universal perspective. There's a lot of Democrats that felt that was unfair for Trump. because they thought Trump should have gotten in more trouble for things that he did. And I think that there's a lot of Republicans and conservatives that feel like Democrats should have gotten in trouble for things that they did too, like for Hunter Biden, for example. And so this is something that everybody wants. I don't know why it doesn't happen. In all seriousness, do you really think that they should bring back prison labor? Yeah. Yeah, I do. If you can, I'm a big advocate for this. I think it's a great idea. So if you're putting these people in jail, why wouldn't you put them to work? Why not? If you can't, like, really, why? Like, I mean, do you see how problematic that is? Well, wait a minute. Let me read your message. What about it's problematic? Yeah, I'm confused. Yeah, well, because to me, it seems like it seems like everybody wins. It seems like a perfect solution. Force them to make Apple iPhones? Oh, China not going to like that. Actually, I don't even think they make those in China anymore. Yeah, I don't know where the fuck they make them. Yeah, counter-argues that restart El Salvador does it. Things are fine. No, I mean, there's a lot of ways I would look at it. But let me go back. I can find it. It incentivizes arrests. Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I think more people should be arrested for crimes. I mean, after you see all these people that are running wild and doing all kinds of crazy stuff that are in the public, yeah, that's the point. I think work programs are really good, but working at a prison so they can make money is bad. Why? Why is it bad for the prison to make them work so they can pay for the prison? So you have to pay rent for your house. You have to pay a mortgage for your house. You have to pay rent for an apartment. You have to pay, like a nightly fee if you're staying at a hotel. Why is it like, where is this where it doesn't make sense? Uninformed, but that's what I've heard. Well, no, I'm just, it's a slippery slope. I know that's the goal. Well, that's the goal, right? I mean, obviously that's the goal. Because that's how you get arrested for a small-time crime and get jacked up sentences so you make them more money. Well, you realize they're doing that already, right? And also, like, so the logic here is that if you can't make, like, these prisons already get money for prisoners to begin with. And also, I mean, should these people not be in jail? Like, obviously, yeah, there's going to be people like, so you're saying that people that are wrongfully convicted or unfairly convicted are going to have to do something bad. There's people that are unfairly convicted right now in jail. This is already happening. Like, we're talking about hypotheticals. Yeah, how many people really is this happening with, right? I mean, like, sure, yeah, maybe this will happen to a handful of people, definitely. I mean, there's always going to be collateral damage. Like, anytime that you have a rule or anytime you have a law or anything like that, you're always going to have collateral damage. Like, there's going to be people that are unfairly affected by something, no matter what it is, right? You raise the speed limit somewhere. This probably might, result in more accidents, but does that mean you shouldn't raise the speed limit? Freedom of speech causes problems, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't have it. Every law has people that get in trouble for it. And I find that bad. I'm in a prison. Prison should be reformed, not animal penitentiary. I don't think that prison should be for reform or for punishment. I think prison should simply be a way to keep people out of public. Because really, the goal that I have, I don't think about what's in the best interest of the prisoners. That's kind of irrelevant to me. What matters to me is what's in the best interest of the population, of the society. And so if you think about what's in the best interest of the prisoners, that's nice. But when you thinking about their best interests causes the taxpayers and society to spend more money, to be less safe, I think that you are being completely unfair. And I think that you're doing something that's unethical and also immoral. Whenever you make innocent people pay and suffer more because of your perceived altruism or virtue, I don't consider this a good thing. I don't think it's a high-minded idea. I think it's dangerous. And it's actively dangerous. And you can see it being dangerous whenever you see these stories come out when some guy's been arrested 7 times. I agree with you. Most of the criminals will get released back into society. Yeah, sorry for not making sense typing while I'm nervous. No, it's not a big deal. But yeah, no, I don't care whether it's for reform or punishment or anything, because the goal shouldn't be about them. Like that's like a side effect. The goal really should be how to keep everybody else safe. So like you're talking about like, people's rights and everything. People have a right to be safe, and they have a right to not have their money go towards keeping these random fucking morons in jail and not getting anything out of it. It's a waste. The prison is not the punishment. The punishment is the removal of their freedom. They get to live in an area outside of their control, and without them having the ability to remove themselves from the environment, yeah. And so, like, depends on the rate of reformation. True, man? Yeah, definitely. And that's the goal is justice for the victims. It's not even justice for the victims. The goal is making sure that the rest of everybody else is safe, and these people no longer pose a threat to society. That should be the main goal. It shouldn't be about getting revenge. It shouldn't be about hurting them. It shouldn't be about, making them better people. All of that's irrelevant. What should matter is the people that are doing the right thing, how to make sure that they are safe and that things that are happening to them are the best possible thing. Don't like it, don't commit crimes. Yeah, and also, by the way, if prison sentences are worse, less people are going to commit crimes. It's just that simple. It's obvious. Yeah, justice for the victim doesn't make the murderer any less dangerous. Stopping the murderer does. Yeah, definitely. That's not how it works, though. It is, actually. It is. And you'd be surprised how easy it is. And if you don't know that, you should look at El Salvador. Oh, wow. Wow. It looks like all of this contemporary high-minded knowledge is just instantly gone the moment that somebody just goes and puts everybody that causes problems in jail, and then there aren't any more problems. Wow, what a surprise. Yeah, first they came for the MS-13 members, and then they came for, the other, gang members, and then they came for the rapists, then they came for the murderers, and then they didn't have to come for anybody anymore because there weren't any more problems. Everything was fine. That's it, yeah. It's so fucking simple. Jesus, I don't know how people don't understand this. It's crazy.
Themselves when they actually convicted Trump of several felonies. But why exactly are they so desperately defending this, knowing the majority of Americans voted for Trump specifically for his border policies? As Congress in Burleson shows us, it's probably money.
California figured this out, that they can force the federal government to spend $9 for every $1 that it spends, and they're using it to launder money. They raise taxes on managed care companies, the companies that are providing Medicaid. So they go to these companies and say, we're going to tax you, but don't worry, we're going to give you all of the money that we just taxed you right back. And we're going to pull down federal dollars, and that'll let us have more money so that we can spend it on expanding the population for Medicaid and spend it on illegal immigrants. In fact, is spending more money in federal dollars in California that we send in federal dollars than the entire state of Florida spends in 1 year in their entire annual budget.
I'm starting to see a comment.
Ah, wow, what a surprise. Can you guys believe it? It's actually about money. Yeah, can you believe that? Wow.
Theme here. Once the Democrats find an issue that the masses have more emotions about than they have knowledge about, they frame themselves as the only solution, taking unlimited amounts of tax dollars for themselves without ever solving the issue. Now apply that same equation to green initiatives, education, overseas conflicts, and now immigration, and suddenly their inconsistent ethics all start to make sense.
Yeah, of course.
Don't doom scroll on social media all day when you have my concise, bite-order commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality, so subscribe to Decoy Voice.
I had no idea it was that bad in California. With them getting in front of the trucks and everything, I thought this was just some isolated Karen crash out. I didn't realize it was a huge group of people doing this all by themselves. Yeah, this is insane. Yeah, this guy's great, by the way. I've watched a lot of his video, Decoy Voice. Like, I love his videos.